conferencing, what is it? In a nutshell, real-time video communication, whether it's one-to-one, one-to-many. We will look at today Collaborate, Zoom, Skype, maybe FaceTime, maybe a touch on Google Hangouts a little bit, and there are so many others. Many of them are just different brands for the same tool, essentially. Hopefully you came here with ideas about how you might use synchronous video in your classroom. Great. Your interview with the farmer in the field. So you bring the interview live from the field to your students in the laboratory setting. Well, it's an idea, and others have thought of it too. Basically, the idea was how to do an online course that would get students on field trips. It was originally a face-to-face course. So after actually collaborating with Mike for a little while, we decided that for an online course, we could use video in the field for interviews, and then have the students see the farm, see the interview with the farmers, reflect on that, and then basically answer a few questions, and then send them off on a project to investigate that style of farming. Excellent. Same thing with my background is in anthropology, so take the students from in the classroom to a live archaeological dig. And it can be applied to many different subject matters too, of course. And I will call upon Karen to talk about performances.
And in the music ed department, we have utilized Skype in a number of different ways. We use Skype for interviews. We use Skype for peeks into multiple classrooms. In music education, our students are preparing to go out to student teach, so they actually have used Skype to peek into classrooms all over New York State. We've used it one time when one of our teachers went on sabbatical and we didn't have a replacement, so that teacher taught via Skype. So we used it a number of ways. I've used it in my campus community band 2 times. One time was with a rehearsal where we Skyped in the composer and we rehearsed the piece, and he would talk to us about it and then rehearse the piece some more and talk to us about it. But then we thought, hey, this is a really cool idea. Let's open it up so that audience can meet the composer. So we invited Jody Blackshaw, who is an award-winning composer from Australia.
Hello, Jody. Hi, Claire. Well, I'm going to tell them a little bit about you. Jody Blackshaw studied Bachelor of Music and Composition with Larry Sitzky at the Canberra School of Music, graduating in 1992. Since then, she has worked in several different settings, from the outback Australia to the inner city Sydney, teaching music to students of all ages and conducting a variety of concert bands.
So the piece starts looking through the eyes of a little girl who is coming on a ship in Sydney for the first time. At the end of World War II, a lot of people had lost their homes, lost their country, just lost their families, lost everything. And a lot of them stayed in Naples in Italy, awaiting passage to somewhere, usually Australia, America or Canada. So let's relate the audience a little bit about the trains, shall we, Karen?
That sounds great.
We just go from C for about 8 to 10 measures.
Okay, fine.
Thank you. Wow, what a great band, Karen.
Yay!
Wonderful. So we go from the trains, so we're a little girl, we've gone from the trains, and how much she was able to turn her life around and learn English in a very short period of time.
Skype, you can bring in authors, you can bring in guest speakers, you can bring in composers from halfway around the world. The thing that I learned from the first time is that make sure that you have a good solid connection. The first time I tried it was with Wi-Fi, and we kept on breaking up and losing connection. So we had Hosmer wired, especially for this event.
Did you get any feedback from the students or the people that are involved?
Yes, they want to do it again. Yeah, so I mean, well, what the amazing thing is that they love Jody so much that we invited her to campus, and she was our featured international music educator, and she was here for a week. So it kind of helps bring in people in the real time too, when you get to make connections through FaceTime and through Skype.
So what we were going to do, and the reason that we are set up to collaborate is because it is a very similar tool. And actually, I was doing research on a lot of the different products that are out there, and I noticed that actually Collaborate has many more features that you would want than what Skype has, even though people tend to think of Skype as the original, as the go-to thing. There's actually several features that in the classroom Collaborate has that instructors are going to find useful.
And Collaborate can be used one-to-one, too.
Yes.
Collaborate can be used one-to-one, as Roman was saying earlier. When you set up the room and you send out an email to the other person you want to get on, they don't have to do anything other than hit the link. They hit the link, they open up the page, and they type in their name, and they log on. That's it. They don't have to.
Do they have to have an account then?
They don't have to have
no account.
So they've been invited. Once you've been invited, your emails are included.
So that's why we weren't going to really talk and demo Skype. Skype is a very useful product, but just like Google Hangouts, the problem with it is you have to create an account. You have to create a list of people to use it effectively. There's more work involved. With Collaborate, all you have to do is have the room created, and we have 3 different people on campus that can do that for you. Create the room, and then once you've created the room, all you have to do is send out the email link that says, here, join the room. That's it.
Yeah.
That's that easy.
I'm a Collaborate admin, and so is Romine, so you can email either one of us, and we can set you up your own room.
Very quickly, I just want to interject from the CTS perspective. Almost any room that has one of these podia in it can be made Skype ready very quickly with just showing up with one of these. And if you don't have one, we have them to loan out. The ITC has some, CCI has some to loan out. And we can also work with you ahead of time to make sure that the software you need is up to date and installed on the Podium computer. So this is the Collaborate interface that you see here. And you, from your own perspective, if you're sitting in a computer that has this fired up, you can turn on or off your video. Down at the bottom, you see the icons that show the microphone, and I'm actually going to go camera. And I can also switch to follow the speaker mode, so whoever's talking will just jump to the foreground. That's what I'm seeing now. The little switch up here at the top toggles between this and just seeing the last 3 or 4 presenters, and everybody else will be a thumbnail down here at the bottom. At the bottom of the screen, you have several icons. I see a couple of more than you as the moderator, most of which, the big one is your settings, where you can set up your camera and microphone. Sometimes the audio is not that great, either the audio coming to you or your audio getting out. You can generate a phone number here that you could use to call in to this particular webinar. Also, there are lots of options here for having these pop-ups. Like you see here, I have guests has raised their hand. And you can control which things pop up. If you wanted to get a notification every time somebody joins, boop, it'll pop something up. You can turn that on and off here. Over here, show content. I can start a blank whiteboard, and I think anybody can participate in the whiteboard. There you go, you've already figured it out. Up at the top, grab your pencil and start scribbling. You can change the color. I'm going to be orange here, and so if you want to collaborate, that's what it's called, collaborate. You want to sketch something out, that sort of thing, or I can type something here. That sort of, somebody wrote my name, isn't that nice? You can draw boxes and shapes, and just sort of quickly bang something together here. and then I can point to stuff here with the pointer, and then I can just sort of not do that anymore. And all your hard work is now gone. But it's not just a whiteboard. You can also share an application as well as share files. You drag images, PowerPoints, PDFs. So you could parse your way through a PowerPoint presentation or a deck of PDF slides the same way, or show off a folder full of pictures. You can stack them up ahead of time off to the right here, and they'll be there for you to see and add to the main screen for everybody else to see at your convenience as the presenter. You select it from the list here and click Share Now down here at the bottom, you see. And that thing, whatever you just clicked on, shows up over on the side. Picture I want to show everybody, I'm going to share that. Oh, and you're all drawing on it.
Are you able to open this up so that we could drop files in?
Yes, I can make any of, as moderator, I can choose to make any of you presenters or moderators yourself, so that you can take over and add things from your own computer to the session or the presentation. You probably don't want to do that for an entire group or class of people, and typically that's something that's coordinated ahead of time so that people can have their materials ready. But you could go, if you're doing presentations with a class, you do, okay, Fred, now you're the moderator, now Ray, now you're the moderator or presenter, and then you revoke that privilege from them when their turn is done. Covering the gamut of the features here, this can be as complicated or as simple as you want it to be. It can be just a video chat. It can be a phone call. If somebody's phone is dead but their computer's working, you can use this to just have an audio call with somebody over the internet. I know long distance doesn't mean what it used to people, but Karen.
So we have to contact you to set up a Collaborate room.
Yes.
That Collaborate room is yours for how long?
There's a checkbox that says it never expires, if that's what I want to make it. Okay. If you're having a single session next Tuesday from 10 to noon and you want it dedicated to that so that the links expire and never work again, we can do that. Or we can give you your own virtual office or virtual classroom that never expires that you can invite people to anytime you want.
And all you need to do to invite them is email them the link.
Send them the link. Or you can publish it on your guest page, or on your web page somewhere and say, virtual office hours are Thursday from 3 to 4. I'll be there if you want to drop in.
Or in your Moodle course.
Yes, or in your Moodle course, exactly.
Can you revoke privileges as well?
You can kick people out, you can ban people of sessions.
Good.
And if it starts getting hairy, then we can revoke the room and issue a brand new one. Does everybody understand the concept of moderator versus presenter versus participant? A participant is in the analogous equivalent of student. A presenter is somebody who is perhaps participating in the lecture or the lesson that...
You may have an outside speaker.
Exactly. In some of the webinars that I've participated in, you'll have one person whose job it is to make sure that this thing runs smoothly. They're the moderator. They're the one who opened the room, and then there are 3 or 4 people who are presenting their PowerPoint decks through a webinar or something, and they're the ones that coordinate all of that activity with the presenters, promote them and demote them as necessary throughout the session, keep track of raised hands. There's also a chat window that's available for type chatting. You can use that as well. And frequently the moderator will pay attention to that as well and throw questions out to the presenters saying, okay, Fred wants to know what time does the library close? Or so-and-so wants to know where they can find the widgets you were just talking about. Things like that. So that the presenter doesn't have to do 3 things at once. Present, pay attention to raised hands, follow the chat, that sort of thing. The goal here was to provide a 30,000-foot view of potential of features. We're not doing a deep dive into exactly here's how you do this, here's how you do that, and expecting you to come away from this knowing how to go out and teach a class using Collaborate. If you want that kind of detail with this or with Skype or any of the other tools, let us know, because that's when we can slow down, bring you to the center and spend some one-on-one time with you, or even join you in whatever classroom you teach in and find out what's possible as far as the technology that's there and how would you make something like this work for you.
if you have a laptop and you already have, you know, your camera on and everything, you could collaborate with one of us in the CCI. We'll set up a time, set up a room, and go in there and play and ask questions and give you moderator capabilities and allow you to make changes and, you know, do a test run on a class that you're thinking about doing, any of that kind of stuff. We're there at the CCI to help explore this product with you, but it has a lot of features that, you know, once you get used to them, it can be very useful in certain situations. The only issue right now with Blackboard Collaborate is that it likes Google Chrome.
It's optimized for Chrome.
Right, and they're working on Firefox right now, and I'm assuming probably by the end of the year they'll probably have Firefox up and running perfectly. It works, but not exactly.
We noticed a couple of the buttons weren't there when we were trying to use it earlier.
Right. So that's really the only, but downloading Google Chrome, if you don't have it, is free. So
that's right.
It's not an issue.
Yeah, if you look down now, as moderators, you'll see some more options down at the bottom. In particular, the More Tools button, which allows you to start recording of the session, which we're not doing here, and other session settings, which are over on the side. You can turn off everybody's ability to share video, turn off everybody's ability to share audio, which is particularly important. We found out today this will support up to 100 participants right now. At a time in one room. But you don't want everybody's microphone on. It's just annoying, and that's not, people aren't being malicious, they just forget their mics on, or they didn't mute their phone or whatever. This gives you the control over that. You can just mute everybody and then turn that back on when it's time to allow other people to talk.
And all of those are toggles, so it's on, off. So you can, let's say you, at the beginning of your class, you're doing a lecture, you don't want any interruptions or anything. You toggle that off so that people can't share their voice and do your presentation, and then you're done with your presentation, you toggle it back on, and now everyone can, mic is back on and they can use it and ask questions.
But if their mic is off, they can still raise their hand.
They can still raise their hand.
So you could someone had a question and then you could raise it to the time.
Yes.
Could I just add something you said? You were talking about everybody being remote and so forth, but I actually found this to be an incredible, valuable tool when you're teaching things that are hands-on. So if you're going to teach piano lessons to a classroom or something, as long as you can, if you're in the same room, you can have a camera set up or several cameras set up to demonstrate your technique to everyone in the room, versus you know, them crowding around a piano trying to see.
Right.
So in biology, we've done that with dissection.
So have the camera right on
we
there
have
so
a
you
camera
can see
inside the class, TA's controlling the camera and Zoom and all that sort of stuff, and we're broadcasting to every table in the room.
Right.
You know, images, the students are able to capture the images, then save those images, put their own notes on it, and so forth. So it's incredibly powerful,
right?
Super powerful.
And that's a case for using a tool like this in a conventional classroom.
Which is non-auditorium, not an auditorium.
And also allows the kid who's homesick to participate as well. You know?
Non-teaching examples of how you might use this: you have a committee meeting and someone's away, they can't, but they want to participate in the committee meeting, departmental meeting. Some other things to think about how you might be able to use this tool.